Casey Kane is on the front row. He's from Enumclaw, Washington. Michael Lewis alongside. In the second row, J.J. Yaley and Dane Carter. The third row, Dave Steele and Bobby East. Row number 4, P.J. Jones and Travis Meunier. Row number 5, Teddy Beach and Thomas Meserol. The sixth row, Aaron Pike and John Nervo. Starting in 13th and 14th positions, Dave Darlin and Josh Wise. Tony Ave and Chris Gabehart start in the 8th row. Row number 9 consists of Billy Boat and James Chesson. The 10th row, Cole Carter and A.J. Davis. Row number 11, Drew Pollock and Aaron Pollock. The 12th row, Ryan Scott and A.J. Pike. Shane Scully and Steve Payton make up row number 13. Danny Eberts, the points leader for the USAC Western Midgets, will start in row number 14 with Mark DeBeaumont. Robbie Flock and John Starks are in row number 15, and they have added 2 more starters, Brian Stanfill and Wally Pancratz, as promoters' options, and so there are 32 cars in tonight's race, and there is Pancratz, who will start with an onboard camera at the rear of the field, and Dane Carter starts 4th in car 77.
Yeah, he had a birthday yesterday, so he'd very much like to give himself a big birthday gift today by winning this race.
A great field of cars assembled here tonight for hopefully 100 laps of caution-free racing. The green is out and the 61st Turkey Night Grand Prix is underway. And from the pole position, that is Casey Kane, who has grabbed the lead. And behind him, he sees cars 3 and 4 wide as they head for turns 3 and 4 for the first time. And Carter has contact with another car and almost spins out. I believe that was Dave Steele.
Yeah, that was Dave Steele, who had gotten a great start and moved right up into second place, and then slipped a little bit, and he and Carter got together coming off there, and he almost spun.
Wow, look at this. Unbelievable. That's car number 2 sticking his nose in there. Tony Ave, who won one of the qualifying races, but he's moved up nicely already. Meanwhile, it's Kane leading with Lewis and East running second and third, and now Dave Steele moves down to battle for the second and third positions.
Yeah, and he's moved down there. He's run very well on the bottom of the racetrack. That's Bobby East running back there right behind Michael. We've got the Billy Boat already spun out up there between turns 3 and 4. So that's a tough break for Billy Boat. He had a long way to go. Remember, he told us it didn't work so well early on, but the longer he ran, the better the car went.
Started back in 17th position. He owns 41 career USAC Western Midget car wins. Remember, he won 11 in a row here back in 1995. And there's the spin at the top of the racetrack.
Yeah, it appeared as something might have broken in that car. The left front was dragging. There were sparks flying right before he spun.
Of course, he's also a pole sitter at the Indianapolis 500, that in '98, and won the IRL race at Texas, also in 1998. We'll be right back. Just a moment, we'll be going back to racing. Here's the way they will restart. Casey Kane is the leader, then Michael Lewis, Bobby East, Dave Steele, and Dane Carter. The top 5, 6 through 10, Thomas Meserol, John Nervo, J.J. Yaley, Cole Carter, and P.J. Jones. Getting set for the restart, down to Ray Dunlap.
Well, Bob, Brian Stanfill is out of the race already here on lap number 12, and the problem is the spring broke off of the brake lever, and he wasn't able to keep using the brakes and the gas at the same time. We're back to green.
Yes, indeed, and Michael Lewis moves to the bottom of the racetrack to try to take the advantage from Casey Kane. This is reminiscent of Phoenix in March of this year. Kane holds off, however, the challenge, and now here comes Bobby East through the middle.
Wow, that young kid has really been on a hot streak here lately. Dave Steele in the 29 car, crew on the bottom of the racetrack, and Bobby East just goes in between he and Michael Lewis and blows both of them away.
Very impressive performance by that young man at the top of the racetrack. Second, third, and fourth running very close. Back in the 5th position is J.J. Yaley, and Dane Carter is running in the 6th spot. We keep our eye focused up here for second, third, and fourth as Bobby East closes in on the leader of the race.
Now, Bobby East is running that car pretty loose. You can see the back end sliding around. Normally, I'd say, well, he's going to cook that tire and go backwards, but you know, he ran that car that whole race at Tucson like that, hazed the right rear the whole race long, and still won the race. So maybe he's figured out some way of doing that without really killing the tire, but seems like he runs a race car like that a lot.
Bobby East has lost second, but we recall that he ran down Kane to win his first career national event at Ileana earlier this year. Right now he has fallen back to second spot as Dave Steele from Tampa, Florida has moved into the second spot, and now he closes in on Kane.
Yeah, this is going to be a long race. So far, Steele has run right around the bottom. He's obviously figured out that he didn't want to run the top. He's set.
Oh, Wally's in the wall.
Oh, man, he got in the wall pretty hard, too. He's torn. You can see the right front wheel rolling down the racetrack. He's torn the right front completely off of that car. Now, he made this as a promoter's option. He actually finished 9th in his heat race, but they added the 2 9th-place finishers, so there were 32 starters in this race here tonight.
It has been a tough couple of weeks for Wally Pancratz. He flipped at Tucson last week. We have already documented the fact that he crashed in practice yesterday. He had a problem in qualifying, and now he has crashed in the feature race. However, he has undone the wheel, the steering wheel, and is beginning to climb out. But I think Wally has his bell rung.
Yeah, he's saying I'm okay, but he's not moving real quick right at this point. So he's trying to gather his thoughts before he climbs out of that race car.
Let's take a look at a real-time replay.
Okay, he's coming down the back straightaway, heading into turn number 3, and it looks like the front end took off. Man, something appeared as something broke on that thing, because he got in there as soon as he got out of the throttle, that thing just took off.
Man, oh man, that was very hard contact, and Wally Pancratz, who is no youngster, has undone the belts and is now getting out of the race car. We hope Wally is okay. He appears to be, but that was very, very hard contact. He's going to sit down up at the top of the wall.
Well, a lot of times your knees keep beating when you hit the wall like that. You hit the wall very, very hard. He's going at a heck of a rate right now. As you can see, he's looked like he was working on the weight jack or something up there, or maybe that was I'm not sure what he was doing with, but he's certainly working on that thing. It could have been a stuck throttle. I'm not sure exactly. If we could look at it in real time again, maybe we could hear if the throttle was actually stuck.
Well, the safety officials are talking to Wally, and he appears to be okay, but boy, that was scary.
Every one of these cars has weight jackers. Some of them have brake bias things, and they all put them in different places on the race car. That's the reason I'm not sure.
Let's listen.
Throttle stuck. He was out of the throttle and trying to turn the car. He reached up there. Evidently, he had a problem. He reached up there, and I'm not sure. It might have been the brake bias he was working on, and he might have actually locked up one of the front brakes and caused that thing just to head up into the wall.
Well, these yellow flag laps count because we are in a lap of this distance, and 20 laps have now been completed in this race. They've gotten Wally's car off the racetrack, so we should be going back to green before too much longer. Casey Kane is the leader over Dave Steele, Bobby East, Michael Lewis, and J.J. Yaley. Should be going back to green here in just a couple of moments. We had hoped to talk with Wally Pancratz, but the safety track officials have decided that it's best if Wally visit the infield care center at the moment. So hopefully he's going to be checked out, and we will be able to talk with him once again. Meanwhile, we're back to racing here at Irwindale in the Turkey Night Grand Prix, and now Dave Steele and Casey Kane renew their battle up front. That is Dave Steele on the bottom of the racetrack and Casey Kane up high. Bobby East is right there in third position. Then back there in fourth comes J.J. Yaley as he and Michael Lewis are running fourth and fifth. And Dave Steele takes the lead.
He has taken the lead. Bobby East went to the bottom of the racetrack and followed him as he momentarily got around Casey Kane. Now then Casey Kane comes back on the top of the racetrack.
Now keep in mind, Kane swept a Western Midget and Sprint doubleheader here at Irwindale just last month. And he has led the first few laps of this race, but now Dave Steele has taken command and beginning to drive away just a little bit, as now Bobby East and Kane are involved in the battle for second, and East is going to take that, so Kane is dropping back a little bit here.
Yeah, J.J. Yaley, there you see Michael Lewis. He's right in the hunt, too, but J.J. Yaley and Dane Carter also right there amongst those the leaders, and all very, very close to each other.
Running back in 5th spot is Yaley. Then comes Carter, Meunier, Fike, Meserol, and Josh Wise in the top 10.
It appears to me like Casey Kane's just thought, well, we'll let these guys fight for it right now. I'm going to save my right rear. It looks like that car is just a little bit loose right now. You saw that last corner. He slipped a little bit, so he's trying just to save his tire and wait for the last part of the race.
Now in that blue and yellow car is Travis Meunier, who we have talked about earlier. He's a young man who has already won a championship this year.
And of course, he and Bobby East, both rookies in this race, and they do give a Rookie of the Race award, the Don Basile Rookie of the Race award. Of course, Don Basile helped the Agajanians promote this race for about 20 years, and he's a very well-liked man in this Turkey Night Grand Prix.
And the battle now between Aaron Fike and Meunier for the 7th position. Meunier up on the high side in the 07. His only USAC National Midget start was the 100 at Putnamville, where he finished in 10th position. His first West Coast appearance was last month. He set fast time and qualified 4th here at Irwindale.
Yeah, and you can see the field still very tightly packed as the leaders clear down through about the first 10, all still very close to each other.
And the battle for 2nd place is between Kane and East. East a little bit squirrely in the middle of the corner, and that allows Kane to get a slight advantage here on the bottom of the racetrack, and Casey Kane goes back to 2nd spot. And it's still a good battle, however, for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th as Michael Lewis is also right there in that orange number 11.
Now, we saw the groove of this racetrack change last year from the top to the bottom, but this year it seems like it's gone to the bottom a lot quicker than it did last year. It was the last 20 laps when they moved to the bottom. Now then, everybody's already around the bottom.
P.J. Jones and Tony Ave are running 12th and 13th. That's P.J. in the white number 19 car, although it's difficult to see the small number beside the 9. And Tony Ave is in the number 2 car. And coming up on Ave is another youngster, 17-year-old Teddy Beach, who is in the number 25 car and is currently running in 14th position.
Yeah, those guys both going around Thomas Meserol in the yellow car right now, the yellow 57. So all these guys, everybody battling. There's battles all over the racetrack, and Tony Ave right now gets around P.J. Jones.
And Ray, are we getting older or are the drivers getting younger?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both, Bob, but the young guys really have been showing their hand here lately, including Teddy Beach, who's been very impressive. Finished 2nd in the Neymars Championship to Travis Meunier, who's also in this race. And both of those drivers, I'm told, will compete for Rookie of the Year next year in this USAC National Midget Tour. Now, they can only run 3 features this year before they lost their eligibility, but they picked tonight because they both wanted to be here at Turkey Night. But look for both of those drivers to compete full-time next year.
This is Teddy Beach's 2nd USAC start. He finished 15th at Anderson. Dave Steele from Tampa, Florida has the lead here with 35 laps completed in the Turkey Night Grand Prix. Nearly half the race is completed and a lot of activity out there. We caught this action. That's Carter, Dane Carter, up on the right side of the 19 car of
J.J. Yaley.
Yeah, J.J.
They just got together, and he did a great job keeping that thing out of the wall and keeping running. But he did lose some spots. He's dropped back to 7th position now.
All right, Dave Steele is the leader of the race. Casey Kane, Michael Lewis, Aaron Fike, and J.J. Yaley are the top 5, then 6 through 10. Bobby East, Dane Carter, Dave Darland, Tony Ave, and Josh Wise. The man on the move the last few laps has been the 32 car of Aaron Fike, who has now moved up into the 4th position. He has moved up from his 11th starting position.
Yeah, look at that. He goes clear down below the white line to get around. Oh, Meunier's made heavy contact. You can see body pieces laying all over the racetrack. So tough break for that young man who's only making his 2nd start here in the USAC competition.
And again, he is only 18 years of age. He won feature victories in Neymars in 2001 at Toledo and at a 500 lap contest at the Indianapolis Speedway. Oh, and the 19 car is also at the bottom of the racetrack, and that
yeah, that's P.J. Jones, and It appeared